There's no sign of a slowdown in boat arrivals a week after Kevin Rudd unveiled his new asylum seeker policy. Now the hardline approach is under fire from the United Nations, flagging the possibility that the deal might not be legal.
A week on and the boats keep coming. A dozen vessels with almost 1,000 on board and an unconfirmed number of drownings.
We said very clearly when we announced this policy that you wouldn't change things immediately.
Now the government's policy is under fire over conditions on Manus Island. The UNHCR is concerned about the absence of adequate protection standards and poor physical conditions that can be harmful to physical and psychological well-being.
The provisions of the Refugees Convention will be complied with.
In Indonesia, some politicians are frustrated they weren't told about the PNG deal in advance, but the country's defence minister isn't worried.
Well, really, between you and Papua New Guinea is your bilateral cooperation. You know, whatever you do, that's your bilateral cooperation.
The opposition says Australians should be sceptical about how much the PNG deal will ultimately cost, but the government claims it's the opposition that's keeping costing details in the dark. After Shadow Treasurer Joe Hockey announced he won't use Treasury forecasts to cost policies because he doesn't trust the numbers.
Softening up the Australian people for not releasing their fully costed and funded policies.
But Tony Abbott assures voters details will be released.
In good time before the election.
John O'Doherty, 9 News.